Political landscape of Kenya. The politics of Kenya is a presidential representative democratic republic. It means that the president is both head of state and head of government. There's also a multi-party system because of the new constitution that was passed in 2010, so the constitution is quite young. We have main office holders, that is President William Ruto and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. They are both from one party that called United Democracy Alliance, and they are since 13 September 2022. The president is elected for a 5-year term by the people. As the 2013 March general election, the Constitution of Kenya has two requirements for any candidates to be declared winner. To win at least 25% of votes, to garner 50% plus one vote of the total valid votes. If none of the candidates fulfills these requirements, there is to be a runoff between the two candidates with the highest number of votes. Legislative branch. The Kenya, they have a bicameral parliament, that means they have National Assembly and Senate. The National Assembly has 349 members, where 290 of them are elected for 5 years term in single seat constituents. Geographical landscape of Kenya. The official name is Republic of Kenya, and the capital city is Nairobi. The population is a little bit more than 448 million people. The official language, Swahili and English. Area 580,000 square kilometers. Major mountain range, Aberdare Range and Mau Escarpment. Major rivers, Ethi, Galana and Tana. Socio-religious and economic landscape of Kenya. Socio-religious. The predominant religion in Kenya is Christianity, practiced by 85.5% of total population. Islam is the second largest religion in Kenya, practiced by 10.9% of Kenyans. Other faiths practiced are Baha'i, Buddhism, Hinduism and traditional religions. Kenya is a secular state and freedom of religion is provided by the national constitution, but atheists are stigmatized, so it's not a big group of people. Economic. Kenya is seen as a financial, communication and transport center of Eastern and Central Africa. The main industries are agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, industrial production, energy, tourism and financial services. According to the World Bank data, in 2016, Kenya's GDP was 70 billions of dollars, and it was the 72 largest economy in the world. In Kenya, government is generally friendly to investors and has introduced several regulation reforms to simplify both foreign and local investments, including the creation of free trade zones. COVID-19 was very supported development of small local businesses because it forced them to move with their product to the internet and helped them to expand their company to whole country and being more modern. According to the Kenya's ambassador in Brazil, business in Kenya have one big problem: Chinese fakes of their originally cultural product. Kenya's government trying to fight with it, but it's very difficult because cultural product cannot be patented. Because of that, a lot of small businesses can't expand their product to the whole country and abroad, because of course fakes are much cheaper than original product. The biggest part of economy is touristic sector.
Starting a business in Kenya is generally not too hard and is done relatively quickly. For both a subsidiary and a branch company, the registration time is around 10 days. To open a bank account, it is once again the same for both companies. 5 days. 15 days after the company's registration, both types can invoice and hire employees. In both cases, foreigners can completely own the company. They do not have to be controlled by a Kenyan citizen. There are many types of companies in Kenya, and they are separated into various categories and subcategories. There are the major types of companies, like the statutory companies, which are companies who have been incorporated by an act of parliament. And then you have the registered companies. These are companies that are under registration under the Companies Act and is what most Kenyan companies are. There's a classification of those registered companies in Kenya. You have the unlimited companies, which are types of companies that if they have debts, they cannot count on other people to help them. They are completely liable for their own debts, and if the company does need more money, it must count on shareholders to help them. Then there are the limited companies. The shareholders of these companies are only accountable for the money they had invested and nothing more. The cost of doing business in Kenya depends on its nominal activity. On average, it will cost you around 10,650 shillings to register your company, and 150 shillings to pay for the name of your company. You would imagine that the capital of Kenya, Nairobi, is the best place to start your business, since it's also a commercial hub. This is not right. The best towns to start your business are Eldoret and Mombasa. Mombasa County has the highest number of building permits and has had an increase of 10% in the number of business licenses. It also takes a mere 41 days to register a property in this city.
Talking about the tax overview in Kenya. Taxes in Kenya are controlled by the Kenyan Revenue Authority, and all Kenyan residents are required to pay tax on every income earned. This includes bonuses, commissions, overtime, etc. You're seen as a Kenyan resident for tax purposes if you have lived in the country for 183 days or more in the past fiscal year. The Kenyan fiscal year runs from 1 July till the 30th of June, and your income tax is calculated based on the total amount of income from all employment or business income. It ranges from 10% till 30% of your total income a month, but most employers use the pay method, or the pay-as-you-earn method. This is a method of filing taxes in which taxes and social security payments are automatically withdrawn from your salary. Regulations in Kenya. The legal framework in Kenya is rooted in the English common law system, with the Judicature Act of 1967 delineating the diverse sources of law within a nation. These sources include written laws, commonly known as statutes, alongside common law, equity doctrines, and statutes of general application in force in England up to 12 August 1897. Additionally, African customary law holds a notable place in the legal landscape. Therefore, the Constitution of Kenya, whom stands as the supreme legal authority, states that the general rules of international law and treaties and agreements that have been approved by Kenya also form a part of its law. The first sector you should target if you want to invest in Kenya is tourism. Tourism has been one of the leading industries in Kenya for the past decade. However, there is still a huge gap of opportunity which remains unexploited. For example, the local tourism is regularly overlooked, which creates a market opportunity. Tourism is a sector which offers a wide range of investment opportunities for any investor who is willing to devote oneself. It also does not matter whether you're a large or small investor, because the cake is large enough for everyone in Kenya. Another sector which is really interesting to invest in is ICT. This is because Kenya is striving to digitize every aspect of the economy. As a result, there is a considerable investment and business opportunity gap. The opportunities for this sector range from cybersecurity and anti-fraud systems to film and animation and more.
Let me talk to you about the cross-cultural aspects and the different groups within Kenya. Kenya is a multi-ethnic state. Kenya has over 150 ethnic groups within 42 tribes. The Kikuyu tribe is the largest tribe in Kenya. It makes up less than a fifth of the total population, which is around 8 million. It is also known as the Akikuyu, which is found in the central part of Kenya. The Kikuyu were originally gatherers and hunters, and they believe that they were descendants of Kikuyu and Mumbi. The second largest tribe in Kenya is the Luha people, which is found in the western part of Kenya. Luya people are divided into about 18 cultural and linguistically related subtribes. The Bakusu, the Marachi, the Niala, the Wanga, the Batura, the Iriko, the Savia, the Isuka, the Cabras, the Neon, the Tachon, the Tsotso, the Marama, the Kyo, Kisa, Tariki, Abisaya, Marikoli. Luka folk were mainly hunters, but today they are primarily farmers and indulge in other commercial activities. The third largest tribe in Kenya are the Kalejans, which are around 6.3 million. They are known for producing world-class athletes like Wilson Kipsang, who is a Kenyan runner. It is among the Nilotic tribes with the highest population. The people are native to the Rift Valley region, and the Kalejans are also divided into sub-tribes. The Kipsigis, Nandi, the Tugan, the Keo, the Marakwet, the Sawat, and the Pokot. The Highland Nilets are essentially semi-pastoralists and subsistence farmers who they originally hunted and gathered wild fruits during the pre-colonial era. Now going on to the fourth largest tribe in Kenya is the Luo. The Luo are also a Nilotic group found along the Lake Victoria Basin in the former Nyanza province. The community embraces boldness and confidence in all they do. Luos are known for producing benga and ogala musicians. They initially practiced cattle, pastoralism, seed farming and fishing before Kenya's independence. Today, Luos have embraced skilled labour and have penetrated various professions. The fifth largest tribe is the Kamba, which has a population of around about 4.6 million, also known as the Akambat people. They occupy the eastern part of Kenya. Ukambani land stretches from Nairobi, Tsavo and to Embu. The Kamba community were known for making and selling creative wood carvings in the past. Now these are just the 5 largest tribes in Kenya, but there are many more, up to 42. This shows how wonderful a country can come together with all the different cultures and tribes.
Negotiating a business deal in Kenya, it is important to consider a number of factors. One of these factors is getting to know your business partner. What I mean by this is that you get to know your business partner and build trust with them before discussing business affairs. Another thing that you should be aware of is cultural awareness. Cultural awareness is really important in Kenya, and you should show respect for Kenyan culture and religion by accustoming yourself with local habits, knowing the right business etiquette for Kenya and traditions which play a big part in Kenyan society. One of the other things that is really important is punctuality. Punctuality is one of the things Kenyans value a lot. Being on time is therefore a must. In Kenya, there is something they use, and it's called Swahili time. For example, when a meeting is set to begin at 8, it will not start until 9, but showing up late is a form of disrespect because employees in Kenya make a real big effort to be on time every day. Also, the last thing that is really important is understanding each other. What I mean by this is that you get to understand your partner, that you're on the same page as your partner, because if you're not on the same page, it will result in confusion or even mistakes, which eventually lead to not getting the outcome that you would like.
Flemish, Belgian and European companies. Demme is a Flemish company based in Zwijndrecht in Antwerp. What does Demme do? Demme is specialized in dredging, environmental and marine engineering projects. That's what they do in Kenya. They helped build infrastructure, and they helped also building with the port of Kenya. Demme is still working in Kenya, and they are very busy there now. Umicorn is a Belgian company, also known worldwide. Umicorn is based in Hoboken in Antwerp. What does Umicorn do? They specialize in materials technology and recycling materials. That's what Umicorn is doing in Kenya. They help lowering the emissions of Kenya. Nestle is a big Swiss company based in Cham, in the city Cham. Nestle is also a big company known worldwide, we know that. So what do they do in Kenya? They actually they produce Nestle coffee, bottled water and powdered beverages. They also help for the economy of Kenya because they give local people work.